Chase Young is a full participant. Montez Sweat is chasing that bag. And Sam Howell is on the verge of history. All that and more on your 14 September Daily Commanders Update. Let's go. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Ref the District's Daily Commanders Update. I'm Nathan Perry. We're here from Ref the District on the Believe Network. Wherever you get your audio podcasts, you can make sure to listen to us there. We are, of course, here on YouTube as well, bringing you your daily Commanders content today on 14 September. It's a pretty historic day, and I'll tell you why here as we get to that first injury report. It's going to be a great one here as Chase Young was a full participant today. A little bit of a surprise there. Of course, Quan Martin not practicing with the concussion. Curtis Samuel still limited. Everybody else being full. Chase Young full. Sam Cosmi full for the second day in a row. Terry McLaurin full for the second day in a row. But how about Chase Young being a full participant? Does that mean that we'll actually get to see Chase Young in this game against the Denver Broncos? They could really use some additional pass rush against Russell Wilson and stymie that Denver offense that's not been very good. It would be nice to see him there. We'll see what the team has in store for him, but it's a big step forward, especially because the team initially reported that they will not see him until week 3. So maybe we'll get a little bit of Chase a little early, and then Stoner can get all the way off Chase Young's back. The team did make one roster move today, and this is partially because of what happened with Chase Young being a full participant. But William Bradley King is back on the practice squad, no longer on the 53, but still with the team. So good for him as that roster still kind of shuffles around and we see who's going to be where and who ends up dressing is kind of important. But William Bradley King, nice depth piece there on the practice squad. Good to have him around, but don't count him out yet. Also, by the way, Jeremy Reeves famously going back and forth, finally making an impact there. We'll see where William Bradley King ends up as well. History, NFL reporting here, Ben Standig and several others kind of retweeting or pushing this idea. Sam Howell is apparently on the verge of history. If he gets a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown, he'll be the first player in NFL history to do that in each of their first career 3 games, right? So 3 games in a row there for Sam Howell. He did it against Dallas in week 18. He did it last week against the Cardinals. Now the question is could he do it against the Denver Broncos? I think what's kind of special about Howell in this case is that he's not really a running quarterback. He's got these rushing touchdowns. The one against Arizona was a little bit more of an impromptu. He saw the opening, same with Dallas. So whether or not he gets it, that's going to be kind of a neat thing there to have that in his books. I do think he at least gets one through the air. On the ground might be one of those. They just have to have the right opportunity. I do think Eric Bieniemy has seen this as well, by the way. So if they end up first and goal within like 5 yards, there might be a designed run play for Sam Howell. We'll have to keep an eye out for that on Sunday. Also, no, probably Denver's watching that as well. So we'll see how that plays out on the field. Eric Bieniemy had his weekly press conference with the media today, and he had a couple gems here that I thought were outstanding. First one here from JP Finley was about his play calling. He said that it was fun. It was great having that opportunity, and then reminded people that he has called plays before too. So he wanted to make sure people were aware that this isn't exactly his first time calling plays. Secondly, going with John Kimes' tweet here, Bieniemy says, "It does not matter what the numbers are. The only thing that matters is that alphabet. And did you find a way to get to the W?" That's what I'm proud of. I love that that quote there, the alphabet one from Eric Bieniemy, because that is what's important. Now, the offense will need to turn things around. You can't just continually score 20 points. This defense is going to be playing lights out for you, but you can't put them in a position where they need to hold an opponent to single digits or low scoring game for you to win. You're wanting to get this offense rolling. Now, Eric Bieniemy did talk about Sam Howell in that regard. and largely the, kind of the playmaking capabilities that Sam Howell has. And I got a tweet for that actually here from John Kime. When we needed Sam to be at his best, he was at his best and made plays for us. Guys will struggle and have bad moments, but that's why we practice the way we practice. Everything won't be perfect, but the only thing you have to do is be the best team over 60 minutes. And I like that he's supporting the young QB here. And Sam Howell definitely had some playmaking. We mentioned him being on the verge of history. Those rushing touchdowns were a part of that playmaking ability. I think he relies on it sometimes a little too much, Sam Howell does. But Eric Bieniemy is going to look to right the ship against Denver, get his QB and his offense rolling, and hopefully score a few more points there. Now, it's interesting to note most of the scoring was down in week 1, so don't get too panicky just yet. Don't overreact as we tend to do with week 1 statistics. I do think it's just going to take some time there for Sam Howell and Eric Bieniemy to kind of get this going, and I do think good things are ahead there for the team. Good things ahead for Montez Sweat, especially if he keeps rolling the way that he has been. In fact, you can tell he's in the contract season the way he's playing. Jack Del Rio also talking with the press and talked specifically about Montez Sweat's conditioning and staying on the field and how it's improved. And Ben Standig adding the fact that Montez Sweat played 82% of Washington's defensive snaps, and that was his 4th highest percentage ever. It is important, especially with Chase Young not having been on the field, for the best outside playmaker, the edge rushing in that regard, is on the field, Montez Sweat. And so they made use of it. If Chase Young does come back and is a force, maybe that number dips a little bit, but then these will be fresh legs come playoff push season. But it's nice to see Montez Sweat staying on the field more. It has been something that we've seen, especially coming out of college. We knew that he had a health issue that was going to possibly limit him in some ways. He continues to do good things for the team, and we'll see how much he's going to get paid, because the man is going to get paid at the end of this season. John Kime shared some thoughts on taking on this Denver defense. Says the one key versus Denver's run D is manipulating the box. The difference between a 6 and less box and a 7 or more box was significant. 5.3 yards per carry when they had 6 or less in the box, and 7 or more in box, they only allowed 0.9 per carries. He does point out only one game, but that is a significant difference. And Washington's going to need Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson and Chris Rodriguez really to kind of push through on this Denver defense to get Sam comfortable, because while you don't necessarily need to run the ball to establish the pass in 2023, you do want to have a 2-dimensional offense. You don't want to be 1-dimensional and put everything on Sam Howell's arm, even if he might be capable of it. You really want to have a balanced offense. So we'll see how that goes against the Denver Broncos. Washington Commanders right now, not the odds-on favor, but I'm starting to come around and think that maybe they just win this game in Denver. We'll see. I'm Nathan Perry here from Ref the District. This has been your daily Commanders update. And until next time, be a fan.